today. We're here to announce a big show that's taking place here at Wembley Arena in London on Saturday the 15th of June, which will feature an international 10-round heavyweight contest. DERECK CHISORA against DEONTAY Wilder. This is going to be a cracking fight. I have no doubt about that. A real good quality heavyweight battle. Everyone likes a heavyweight fight. Wilder is supposed to be the next big thing in America, and as we all know, in his last fight, he ended Audley Harrison's career. We've managed to get him over here, and as I say, this fight I think will be one of the, without a doubt, one of the fights of the year. It's a cracking fight on paper. You've got two guys who come to fight, don't take a backward step, and you can be assured that the fans will have a delightful evening watching it. We also have on the card the British and Commonwealth Welterweight Championship. GAVIN, the British champion, fighting VASSELL from Manchester, the Commonwealth champion. On paper, people think this is a 50-50 fight, and maybe that's the case. But I believe in my man Frankie. I think this is going to be one of the, again, probably a contender for fights of the year. We're going to see what Frank's got, we've seen what Denton's got, and we're going to see where he can cope with Frankie. So I'm looking forward to this one as well, another 50-50 fight. Then we've got the vacant super middleweight championship of Great Britain, Paul Smith against Tony Dodson. It's a Liverpool grudge match, but it's taking place in London because we needed to get the fight away within the time constraints of the purse bid. But as there's no football on, I'm sure lots of the Scousers will make their way down here to see the fight on the night. Again, it's a case for both fighters, 50-50 fight. One thing for sure, again, the fans will benefit. Also, we've got on the card Paul Butler fighting for the vacant WBO International Super Flyweight Championship. Paul wins the title and comes through this. He's going to have another defence hopefully in September, and then he'll be, I hope, fighting in Macau on the undercard of the Pacquiao bill. I've been talking to Bob Arum, and hopefully that's going to happen. So he's got a lot to aim for. He's got a nice carrot there, so he's got to win this fight and hopefully win the next one, and then he's got a very big show that he'll appear on. If you look at all the fights, they're basically 50-50 fights on paper, so it doesn't get any better than that. It's a cracking card. We've got a great undercard: Frank Buglioni, Callum Johnson, Bradley Skeet, Steve O'Meara, Gary Katoria, Mitchell Smith, Billy Morgan, Tom Barker, John Dignam and Joey Taylor. So it's a full house. No doubt this will be starting the show early, and I'm sure it's going to be a sellout. Anyway, all the guys are here. If you want to ask them any questions, please feel free to do so.
Frank.
Derek, sorry.
Carry on.
Derek, did you see the Audley Harrison fight?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
All right. So you can't really make a comment.
I haven't watched it yet.
He's seen Audley Harrison fight enough. He probably got no more.
You must be excited about the fight, Derek.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I needed something like this, you know, to happen. Now we just have to wait and see on the night.
Have you seen much of Wilder?
I first saw him when he came on the scene, like 2 years ago. And I told my trainer that guy would be a great fight, a great opponent for me one day. And then now he's my opponent, so me and my trainer are so looking forward to the fight.
A lot of people have said he's been protected.
Oh yeah, he has.
He's not now.
Presumably this is a fight sort of gateway to another world title fight for you.
Nah, you know, for now we're just looking for this fight. You know, this is going to be one of those fights which is going to be very exciting. You know, especially in Wembley. So can't wait.
He comes with a big reputation, and he's had more fights than you. But that doesn't bother you, does it?
It don't bother me. You know, most people I thought they had more fights than me, so it don't really bother me, to be honest with you. I just strengthen my ability. When I come in that ring, you know, I'm ready to fight. So basically, it don't bother me again.
He's a big
I
puncher.
was
He's
going-
28 and 0. He's a big puncher.
I was going to say though that you fought better people than he's fought, haven't you?
Yeah, you
He's
know what?
not winning with the top.
No, you know the problem is like he's got 20 and 0. You know, I wish Frank done that for me as well. You know, give me a couple of cab drivers to knock out, so I can be 20 and 0 as well.
I know a couple of cab drivers.
But you know, that was not my idea when I came on the boxing scene. I always told Frank I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to fight great fighters. You know, so I always say. From the first fight I ever had with Sam Sexton, I told him, you know, I want that fight. They go, no, you don't want it. And I asked for it, and I had it. You know, I like to race. I like a challenge basically, and this is one of those great challenges I want basically, and this could be a great fight for me in my own back garden as well. So can't wait for it.
But he's not going to bring anything.
He's not going to bring anything I haven't seen before.
Vitaly or David Hay can bring it.
You know, I've seen him all before. Has he boxed anyone like my style? I don't think so. So I can't wait for the fight now.
Frank, originally Wilder or his people said they didn't want to come back for a second successive fight in Britain. How did you change that?
I think it was the offer we made to them, and they were quite pleased with it. Well, I hope they must be pleased with it. I'd like to fight them beyond. So that was it. You know, you know, for me, I like to see Derek in fights. You know, he made a comment there about fighting confounded cab drivers. You know, all fighters are different. They've all got different styles and they've got different mentalities. And I think Derek needs fights that make him rise to the occasion. You know, his last fight, guy basically was a spoiler. But he needed to get a win. But he doesn't perform at his best in fights like that. He needs guys that are going to be there from him. And I think he's picked up a lot of experience over the last couple of years. You look at the quality of the opposition he's been in with, and he's acquitted himself well. I mean, even when he fought David Hay, you know, David Hay was basically saved by the bell in the third round. He was wobbling, going back to the corner, and who knows what would happen if that had gone on another 10 seconds longer that round. But you know, he's had 20 fights now, Derek. As you said, Wilder's had 8 more fights than him. I don't think he's fought the quality, and I think Wilder's going to have his hands full tonight. But Golden Boy, who are his promoters, feel that their man obviously can win the fight, so we'll see on the night.
I suppose this is going to be a big fight for you, Frankie, isn't it?
Most definitely, yeah, then to top fight, isn't it? A great fight, in fact, coming off a big win. But like, it's nothing I ain't seen before. I've had styles like that in front of me. It's been hit by big punches. I've had people put pressure on me all the time. So it's just a matter. As long as I turn up, get my tactics right, do what I do, I believe I come out top, no problem.
And you're training up in Birmingham now, are you?
Yeah, back in Birmingham now. A couple of years ago, this fight I've been doing the fight for me because a lot of family problems and that. But now, my head's straight, I'm living a good life. This is the fight I need.
So you feel better up in Birmingham now then?
No,
because at one time you were travelling around, weren't you? Sort of in London and different places.
I wasn't in London for long, so you can't really say I was to training. I was in there for a bit and then I left and then I went back to Birmingham and he sued me. He knew me better than anyone else. It wasn't because of the gym I left Manchester, it's just I didn't like being alone and all that, so I just left and obviously look at my last performances and I'm improving all the time, I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger and hopefully I'll go all the way.
I suppose this is going to be a big fight for you, Dennis, as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same. I mean, when we fought back problems as well. Been inactive, and this is the fight I need, we all need. I mean, the fan crave it, and it's a good shot for me, this. I've done what I'm doing in the gym, and very confident I can win this fight.
Paul and Tony, I'll start with you. How much pride is there at stake in Liverpool with bragging rights from you to me?
Honestly, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. You know, the belt we're fighting for is the best belt in boxing, in my opinion. I win that I'm British champion. I'm not cock of Liverpool or best fighter in Liverpool and all that. It doesn't really mean anything to me. It's just the fact that the fighters that are in the fight to win this belt have all been Scousers, and you know that's a good division that we've been in, and it makes for great rivalry back home. It makes for a good atmosphere for the fans when they're there, and good for people tuning in to watch, because there's always that little bit of added extra when it's a hometown rivalry. You know, sometimes the tactics go out the window. Sometimes it's not a case of win and look good. It's just a case of don't lose, because you know, it's the last thing you want to do to a fight from your hometown.
Same. It's, you know, couldn't emphasise any better than that. To be fair, it's not about what it means to other people in Liverpool. It's what it means personally to the both of us. And I think over the last few years, me, Paul, Quigley, we've all, you know, had a fantastic little trio of fights going on. There's no reason why I can't continue with this fight.
What will you do different this time then, Tom?
We'll see fight night. So on it, you know, I'm not. One thing I've learned through experience is that gets you nowhere. That all that's thing of the past with me now. You know, I've got no more respect for Paul as a fighter, as a person. You know, but come fight night, the pair of us, the bell goes, and we're different animals. The bell's going to go, and you know, may the best man win.
Paul about that. What sort of motivation is it for you to fight on the Pacquiao bill in November?
Yeah, it's good motivation. I've got to get this win now first, and then hopefully another win in September, and then we'll look on from them, but I'm not looking past this one first.
What's the idea, Frank, of him going to Pacquiao to fight?
Well, I'm going
to Zushu fights out there.
You know, as I'm, you know, in my limited experience in boxing, I look at Paul, and I'm telling you now, he will win a world title. He's dedicated, he wants to do it. I know he will win a world title. I really rate him, he's really impressed me in his performances. I know he's only had 10 fights, but I'm telling you now, and I'm staking myself, he will win a world title. That's how good he is. And he's, you know, and I want to go out there, get the fight on the Macau, which we're trying to do, and I spoke to Bob about it. The objective is to fight, and I can't pronounce his name, but I'm sure you know, the Chinese guy. That's it. So he fights him. That's what we're looking to do. Make a catch-weight fight with him down the road, and I think that's a huge fight, a massive fight.
That won't be in November though, will it?
No, but the idea is to go out there, fight on the card, and everybody see. And it, you know, he's a fabulous little fighter. He's exciting. He gets in that ring. He's looks like a quiet boy now. You look at him, he's quiet and whatever. When he gets in there, you know, you see there's certain fighters you see once they get in the ring, they just like to be in the hurt business, and that's what he is. He gets in there, and every shot he throws is with, as they say in that old cliche, with serious bad intentions, and that's what he does. And he does it brilliantly, and he will win a world title. I will make sure he gets the opportunity to fight for a world title, and I know he'll win it.
Derek, going back to you, this fight's come fairly quickly after the last one. How important is it for you to keep busy?
It's very important. Busy is the right word for it. You know, we fighters, we like to fight, and if we could fight every 4 weeks, we would.
Do you consider this fight sort of make or break fight, or are they all that way?
They're all that way.
Will you train at home or go away?
We don't know yet.
I'm going to tell you something, you know, about training, and I think it needs to be said. And, you know, I've got the utmost respect for Don and Derek. But, you know, one of the problems with Derek has been his weight, fluctuation in weight. We see that in the Tyson Fury fight. You know, he is weighing in before he trains, after he trains. His weight's being monitored. He knows what he has to do, and I think you're going to see a totally different athlete in the ring on the night. And that's going to make a huge difference, I think, to the performance. He'll come in at a proper fighting weight.
Do you agree with that? You've not weighed correctly?
Yeah,
some of your fights?
Yeah, I haven't actually.
Why is that?
Because he likes biscuits.
No, that's
I'm telling you something. You know, digested. Was it Vinny's digested? They wanted to sponsor an athlete, pay him in biscuits. This guy, I'm telling you, never any, you know, we found that out after the last fight. He's eaten 8 packets of biscuits.
Is it biscuits? Danny Williams.
He's getting paid in biscuits, by the way. Yeah.
Danny Williams always used to say it was Mr. Kidney cakes. What is it with you?
Well, you see Danny's problem with the weight, didn't you? That was always Danny Williams' problem, was the fluctuation in the weight. Can't do that.
That was Mr. Kipling case. What's your favourite?
Digestive.
Yeah, that's alright.
Just everything really. So are you having to cut anything out particularly?
Chocolate biscuits, digestive, thick rolls, Garibaldis, you name it.
He empties the office, does he, when he comes? What do you consider your ideal fighting weight?
We're going to try and aim for 17-1. If it's not, I'll probably 17-2 or 5 for that. We'll see.
What were you last time?
Last time was 18.
So that's a fair bit to get off in a short space of time.
Yeah, I'll take it off as easy.
That's about 8 boxes of digestives.
He's not famous.
Just to remind you. But this is a good show. This is a great show, good fights. The Brits, they're in there, and they do their best. I mean, I really do think that we're going to see something special on the night of all these fights. They're all 50-50 fights. Do you have any more questions? We're all done. Don't forget the fights on Box Nation. We appreciate you give that a mention. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.